What do Steve McQueen, Paul Newman, Patrick Dempsey, and Michael Fassbender have in common? Well, they're all actors, but they also have a passion for motorsports and have driven the 24-hour Le Mans. I'm going to tell you their journeys from the silver screen to behind the wheel. The first and possibly most famous is Steve McQueen, aka the King of Cool. All through his life, he's always been interested in motorcycles and cars. He was so passionate about motorsports that in 1971 he created a movie called Le Mans. He had such a natural talent for driving that even in movies like Bullet, he did all of his own stunts. Yep, that's him. Even though he was an avid motorsport fan, he rarely got to compete. In 1961, he competed in the British Touring Car Championship where he placed third. In 1970, he raced the 12 Hours of Sebring where he won his class. Later that year, he would run in the 24-hour Le Mans where he would use the same car to get all the footage from the movie. Unfortunately, his producers made him choose between doing the movie and racing. Unfortunately for us, he chose the movie. While he wasn't able to compete, he was still able to run the circuit to get the footage for the movie. This legendary driver/actor even held a patent on a bucket seat that he invented himself. Next, we have the almost equally as famous Paul Newman. He caught the bug in 1969 after doing a movie called Winning. As a famous actor in his 40s, he could have easily bought his way into a championship-winning team. However, Newman wanted to do it right, and he started at the very bottom, honing his skills. Unfortunately, he really wasn't that good. To start his career, he started with a Datsun 510 to hone his skills. In 1972, he started competing with Bob Sharp Racing in the SCCA circuits. And by 1976, he actually became an SCCA champion. At the ripe old age of 54, he entered in the world's most grueling motor race, the 24-hour Le Mans. Now remind you, this is in the 70s when all the race cars had none of the luxuries they have today. They were all bare bones with no AC and very stiff suspension. Honestly, I dare you to do that at 54. And by the way, in that race, he placed second. Newman was so obsessed with racing that he kept doing it up until his last race at Watkins Glen in 2007, at the ripe young age of 82. Next on our list is probably the most accomplished in the transition from actor to race car driver, Patrick Dempsey. Yes, Grey's Anatomy's Patrick Dempsey. Listen, you can't be an actor, driver, and that good looking. Pick one, Patrick. Pick one. At this point, since 2004, he's entered in 104 races, starting with the Pana Series, where he finished 9th. Since then, he's competed in the Continental Tire Sport Car Challenge for 2 years, the Grand American Rolex Series for 5 years, and the Porsche Super Cup Series for another 2 years. In 2009, he entered in the first of many times the 24-hour Le Mans. That year, he placed 9th in the LMG T2 class. At some point, I believe in around 2007, he co-owned the Vision Racing IndyCar Series. How accurate that is, I'm pretty sure it's accurate, right? In 2012, he collaborated with Proton Competition Racing to focus all of his attention on the World Endurance Championship. While 2015 would be his last competitive year, he didn't walk away empty-handed. 2015 was his first and only year with a 24-hour Le Mans win. If you're interested in diving deeper into his WEC journey, if you go to Porsche's YouTube channel, they have some of it documented there. And lastly on our list, we have my personal favorite, Michael Fassbender. You might recognize him as the villain, Magneto from the X-Men series. Fassbender has been addicted to motorsports since he was a kid and always stated that he was a driver first and an actor second.
Has it been difficult to balance your acting career with your ambitions as a racing driver?
Not really, because I just stopped acting.
Fassbender started the Ferrari Challenge in 2017 for 2 years, placing 15th in 2007 and 5th in 2018. By complete coincidence, he ended up meeting with Patrick Dempsey, yes, the Patrick Dempsey we just talked about, on a plane from London to LA where they ended up chatting about cars the entire flight home. Becoming best friends after bonding for 12 hours over cars, Dempsey decided to make a call to his friends over at Porsche where he helped get Fassbender a seat over a Proton competition. After that, Fassbender kept himself busy by competing in the Porsche Carrera Cup Germany and the Porsche Mobile One Super Cup. After that, he moved to Proton competition where he started competing in the European Le Mans Series. All of this with the sole purpose of completing his dream of competing at the 24-hour Le Mans. He did eventually achieve that dream in 2022. Luckily, if you are a Fassbender fan, he does have his own series on the Porsche YouTube channel called Road to Le Mans. It follows him from day one at the Mobile One Super Cup all the way to now, and the next season should drop at the end of this year. Thank you for sticking around again for the end of the video. Hopefully you learned some things today. If not, sorry. Anyways, like and subscribe if you liked the video. I could really use the dopamine hit. And remember to buckle up and drive safe.